Excellent take. He's had a good test match, Jones. 7 catches, 8 catches in all, correction. And watch this. That's good work.
Good line, good over, Maiden. 176 for 4. Some resistance then from Bangladesh in the second innings. David Omar making 71. Bashar, the captain. 56 not out.
There's that movement again. Ian Botham spoke about in the last over. That's a swing. Only Simon Jones knows whether it's normal swing or reverse swing.
I'm going to stick my neck on the block, but I think it's normal, Nas. About that time of the day, isn't it? Just starts to kick in.
Been borrowing your wardrobe, Ian, haven't they? Good gear in the 60s you had.
Surprised you can remember that far back, Nas. I detect a hint of jealousy there. We did have a good time.
Pretty colourful today, setting the standards up here.
Well, it's a senior pro shirt. When you get your stripes, very nice. This is rather colourful, isn't it?
Tell you the other thing, apart from the terrible dress sense I've noticed today, walking around the ground, there are quite a few young kids in South Africa during the test matches. The sort of people at the ground were a lot younger, and it's nice to see today. There's a hell of a lot of kids in, actually.
Well, there's tickets available for tomorrow. The 16s, the fiver. It's a pretty good day out. Well, depending how long it goes on for, of course, but the first 2 days, very good. Oh my goodness. Now, how has he dropped that? That is a straightforward dolly.
There is no worse feeling in test match cricket than dropping a sitter. Did this carry to him? Brilliant captaincy. Have a man there. I don't believe it. An incredible catch yesterday. And then the easiest of chances. Oh, well done, Michael Vaughan. Simon Jones, look at his reaction. Would you believe that?
Well, unlucky Simon Jones. Life for the captain. It's 177 for 4. Well, I can't really explain to you what's happened here. And it lives with you for quite a while, doesn't it? That sort of thing. Flintoff. What a good delivery that is. How was that missed? Does batsman find it difficult against Freddie to pick up the length?
Well, he does have this little flick of the wrist. If you look at him here, late flick of the wrist, so he sort of does you for pace. We've seen a lot of these Bangladeshi batsmen been done for pace. Gets the nod. Well, Flintoff back over the wicket. Has been round the wicket in his first over. His last over to Masood was an excellent one. Short, then full, then short, then full. Back to short. Really peppered him and then tried to drag him outside that off stump again.
He hasn't quite got out of the middle of the bat. He should pick up a couple.
Well done, Mick.
Here's the Hawkeye. And that's why Flintoff's good. When the captain sets him a plan, he does it very well. Across the right-hander.
Two more here. Captain will give chase. So Shah goes on to his highest score against England, 61. It's been an attractive innings. Just 47 deliveries with 11 boundaries. No one knew he had it in him. He'd be delighted, though, to have been able to. All right, it might well be in a losing course, but at least show people that he can play. Well, that's hit him on the head. That'll be 4 leg byes.
I think this is why we see Basha playing so many pulls and hooks, because he struggles to get out of the way of the short ball. He likes to have a go at it. Now that is a pretty good bouncer. There are some players that don't get out of the way of the ball very well. So they have a hook and they have a pull. There are some very good duckers of the ball. Mark Butcher, an exceptional ducker of a cricket ball.
Oh, it's hit the splice. It's a good over again from Flintoff, full of aggression. 8 runs from the over, 185 for 4. So the highest partnership in the series for Bangladesh. Partnership is 60. Well, that makes a lot better reading. Biggest partnership in the game. Simon Jones to try and break it. A few more deliveries like that, and he might well do that.
Well, he's a different bowler, Simon Jones. In South Africa, is England's 4th bowler. Often called upon when Michael Vaughan had tried everyone tried everyone else. It's almost as if Vaughan didn't want to bowl him in South Africa. There were rumours he was going to be left out in the last Test match. Well, I can tell you, he's up there with the best of them at the moment. There's some movement in.
He's getting the ball to swing. He was talking about the other day, and he wasn't quite sure why it suddenly all clicked, but I think the reason for it is that he's now confident and he's getting through his action. And I think that's the difference. And if you look at the speeds, he's up into the mid-high 80s.
Well, there is movement. Let's have a look. That is a lot of movement. If you can get that a little bit straighter, that might be too much movement. Any batsman will find an edge to that delivery.
That's the line. I do wish they'd fill that gap, England. But take a man out of the leg side. You've got the shape he's got now going towards the slips. Do you need 3 on the leg side?
Well, that man obviously thinks so. Well played, soft hands. Played it late, didn't go at it. He tends to do, that's why he poked it up to extra cover in the previous over. He does go at it a little bit, Masood. Yes, more swing. Just subtly changed his wrist position, I've heard. Malcolm Fletcher saying he's just changed the position, the ball in his hand. There you see the seam pointing towards the slips. Good swing. Speeds up to 86, 87 miles an hour. And for once, Ian, I agree with you. Possibly the extra slip. With this movement, you don't need 3 on the leg side, definitely.
Well, I'm going to work with our VT people and get a recording of that. Play that back. Yeah, I'd take the man out of backwards, square leg. Take the man. Take this man here out. Move him over to this area here, right there in the middle. And you could take the man at mid-on and move him middle squarer. I just think that's an area with this shape and this pace, that's where the ball's going to go. Good over. 47 completed. It's 189 for 4. Flintoff to continue in the commentary box. That's Ali Khan with David Gabb.
There's that pull shot again. Safe, but it's come right off the top of the bat, the splice end of the bat, that is. Just a little bit late on that particular one. Once again, it's well, Andrew Flintoff just hurrying a batsman, even on a slow, easy pace pitch. Flintoff will now change the angle of attack to round the wicket to Khalid Masood. Asher, it's been good to watch this afternoon, hasn't it? From a Bangladesh point of view, with the 71 from Javed Omar and this 62 unbeaten by the captain.
Yes, the captain leading from the front at last. We saw some good cricket, pleasing to see. Bangladeshi batting with a little bit of battling qualities there. Tough to go out and bat after England had declared at lunch period. England wanted to wrap up the things very early. Javed Watmore would be a pleased man as well.
Yeah, it's all relative, isn't it? I mean, still the situation, of course, is that Bangladesh trail by maybe less than people expected. 153 now is the difference. They're 4 wickets down. Top scorers in this innings. Okay, the two guys with 50s. Shahid Badim and Habibul Bashar. Nafis Iqbal, 15, might be a long way behind. He was unlucky, of course. Our pictures showing that his dismissal shouldn't have been. A catch, in inverted commas, that didn't carry to the keeper.
Yeah, this has been a brave effort from the Bangladeshi batsmen. Had to come and they've done it pretty decently till now. Bangladesh 190 for 4. Habibul Bashar has raced over to 62 of just 50 deliveries. The key to his batting, according to me, was that he did play those pull shots, but he was in control. Not the last one he played. Picked up 11 boundaries for himself on the way. Khalid Mashood still there assisting Habibul Bashar. Both of them senior cricketers. One a former captain, Khalid Mashood, batting in tandem with Habibul Bashar. Hails from Kushtia, plays his cricket for Khulna. Habibul Bashar.
Morning.
190 for 4. This batting order, of course, has changed round today. It's produced 2 50 partnerships. There'd only been one in the previous match at Lord's for the 9th wicket in the second innings. But here we have 2 50 partnerships, 3 20-odd partnerships. All round a better performance by the Bangladesh batsmen this afternoon. Now the batting order changes today for Bangladesh. Captain slipping himself down to 5 has worked for him. Oh, that's a little bit lucky, but it'll bring a run. Now I've seen this before, and I've been in a similar position before, actually, when you want to set an example, you feel you should be batting at 3, it's not working. It seems like an admission of defeat to slip yourself down the order. The admission of weakness, but if it produces a 50, then I guess you're happy enough. Put pressure on someone else, they're going to 3.
Yes, I do agree with you. Putting himself out of the number 3, which is in a very important position for any team. But as long as you get some runs behind your back, wherever you're batting, that's what exactly Dev Watmore must be thinking about, Habibul Bashar. And he's done wonderfully well up till now. He's coming in a very positive mind. We did see him leaving some few deliveries over his shoulders.
Yeah, I don't know how much these statistics mean, but it would point to the fact that he is more productive at number 5. In 5 innings, most of his career has been at number 3. Good attempted Yorker. Now, who would have made that decision, though? Would Dev Watmore have had to persuade Habibul Bashar to slip down the order? Because, as I say, it's always a brave move for a captain to admit that things aren't going well and to place himself down the order.
I think the decision has to come from the captain himself. He must have had a chat with Dev Watmore. And during that discussion, probably the idea would have popped out that whether he can bat down our order. And I guess both of them would have agreed. Good to see both these batsmen putting their heads down. There you go, Dev Watmore. Sigh of relief on his face, just having a chat.
Alongside him, Roger Knight, Chief Executive Secretary, used to call it, of the MCC. No problems there. It's very nicely timed. Bit of bottom hand came into the shot, but it's raced away all along the grass there, all along the ground.
Lovely shot from Khalid Masood. Just took his time out and placed it at the right directions. Vacant areas in front of the wicket. Easy pickings for him. There is a little bit of movement. Didn't like it, did he?
I think he accepted it. $195 for 4. That reaction from Simon Jones, yeah, he just accepted the fact that it was a little full. The batsman played a good shot. It's not one of those you actually get fearfully upset about as a bowler. He was a lot angry with himself earlier in the day. He bowled a short ball at Habib Bashar, which didn't come out at all well and was clubbed away before. That's when you get upset as a bowler, isn't it? When you know it's just a horrible delivery. But you're trying to get the ball full, you don't mind the odd one going to the drive. Simon Jones, 8 overs now, number 40, going at 5 and over. He's bowled some very fine deliveries in amongst it, but all the England bowlers today have found that they've had to work a lot harder. All those gifts from the previous 3 innings in the series, they seem to run out a bit. Right, the contest resumes between Andrew Flintoff and Habib Bashar. Has he got in? Yes. Well, it's the end of a brave innings from the Bangladeshi captain. Flintoff has plugged away and kept his lines and kept his lengths. This one seems to have done just enough to come back in. It's wrapped the top of the pads there. Just maybe a little bit of doubt. Was a little flick of the inside edge on the way through. Habib Bashar was not keen to go, but I'm afraid he has to.
Nice little bit of innings from Habibul Bashar. Restored 63 of just 52 balls. He goes back to the pavilion. Bangladesh 195 for 5.
Holmes, password.
Bangladesh 195 for 5. The captain's gone. New man at the crease, Aftab Ahmed, 19-year-old, playing his 6th Test match. Oh! Kept low. Don't want that for your first delivery. Flintoff striking with the first delivery of the new over, his 11th. Seems to have beaten the inside edge. Hawkeye says, well, it's close. Close enough just to trim the top of the middle stump.
I just thought maybe there were 2 sounds before it hit the pads. Pretty close decision to give against the batsman. difficult to see from that angle whether it did get an inside edge, but Andy Flunter was sure that he had his man. Perhaps a slight unlucky. Once again, Tony Hill in the thick of the things.
Runs here. That'll be 2. Yeah, I mean, my feeling from that, from looking at the replays, the luxury we have in a commentary box is that it did miss the inside edge, therefore it is a straight LBW decision to make the umpire. You can say yes with the naked eye. How sure can you be as to the height? You're thinking you're watching a short man at the crease, so those pads aren't going to be that tall. And you can look at Hawkeye if you want a bit of evidence saying, okay, the Hawk says it's just clipping. So you might say it's it's a borderline decision in the sense you maybe can't be absolutely sure as the umpire on the height. But if you want to use the evidence, if you say to Tony Hill today, well, I thought you might have been a little harsh with Habibul Bashir, you'll say, well, hang on, excuse me, what did Hawkeye say? Hawkeye says it's out.
Yes, I do understand what you're trying to say here, but if the law suggests that if an umpire has any benefit, any doubt in his mind, the benefit has to go to the batsman. On that occasion, went against him.
Well dug out. So 50 overs gone in this Bangladesh second innings. 198 to 5 it is. Yes, in many ways, all the technical assistance we have nowadays in bringing these pictures to you, I won't say confuses the issue, but I mean it's illuminating. You've got that angle there that we see from side on, where it's, if you imagine where the umpire's looking at it, it seems to have clipped that back pad well enough below the line of the stumps. Sadly for Habibul Bashir, that LBW decision is now in the book. LBW bowled Flintoff for 63. Khaled Mashood and Aftab Ahmed continue Bangladesh hope now to resist. Simon Jones still looking for his first wicket in this innings. The shape is good. What he just needs to do, I think, just on the evidence this afternoon, it's just that combination, isn't it? Line and length and shape. If he just gets the length right now, he's going to cause more problems. It's a little bit too short like that last delivery. Well, it looks good in many ways, but it's not going to get the outside edge.
He's got a new batsman to bowl at, and I'm sure he must be thinking of bowling up to him. Still a little bit short. Good piece of fielding.
Well, dropped pitch just in front of Graham Thorpe in the gully there. An awkward one for him. And as it seems, a painful one too. Just didn't quite carry, but it's smacked him right on that thumb. That's a good delivery. That's the fuller length that will draw the shot from the batsman. Draw that shot it has, but still hasn't produced the wicket.
Aftab Ahmed not afraid to play his strokes. No real feet movement, just playing away from the body. Could have easily left it alone, but had other ideas. Just coming to bat. Needs to get the right feel. Needs to spend a little bit of time, get used to the conditions. Let it go, which is the ball pitch starts at the off stump. Important. Still a youngster. Good opportunity for him to get used to these conditions. David, talking about those decisions, there are a few which has gone against Bangladesh. And it's difficult for a team which has come into Test match cricket and gets few decisions against their name.
Yeah, I agree entirely. I mean, no team wants the rub of the green to go against it. A lot of sympathy. As you say, we saw decisions earlier in this match go against them when they're in the field. Andrew Strauss got away with one, but it didn't cost them much. We've seen these two today. We've seen the dismissal of Nafis Iqbal, which the cameras have proven was erroneous. We've seen that one now, the LBW against Habibul Basha, which showed there's room for doubt too. $1.99 for 5. Now, news from the West Indies. Kingston, Jamaica, the scene for this second Test match between West Indies and Pakistan. Pakistan in their first innings, all out now for 374. Yunus Khan, the century maker. Inzamam ul Haq back into the side, having been banned for a match. A 50 for him. The figures for Corey Collingwood, 7 for 78. It's now live on Sky Sports Extra. Andy Flintoff begins his 12th over. The single from the first ball brings up the 200 for Bangladesh.
Single brings up the 200 for 5. First time in this series. Bangladesh have gone over to the 200 mark. Watmore still in a pretty serious mood there. Don't really get to see him smile a lot around. Yes, but going back to the point that we're discussing about the decision that goes against the Bangladesh team. I mean, if you look at the strength of England team and the Bangladesh team, England is far more superior side. There's no doubt about that. But for Bangladesh to come in and to play against England, that decision for them, it will be a lot more harder for the Bangladeshi batsmen to come out of the slump rather than if there's a few more bad decisions against the England team. Easier for them to come out because they've got some people who can recover, who can come in and come out and play in a positive frame of mind, but not for Bangladesh. It just strikes them in a different way. Top order batsman Nafis Iqbal, they were looking good. 50 odd runs was put on in the first wicket partnership, and all of a sudden, as the camera replay shows, that very unlucky to give it out. And I think Habibul Basha in front of there was a little bit unlucky as well. He was batting well. He had set himself in. Did play some very good pull shots. A lot of drives. First time we saw Habibul Basha very comfortable in the wicket. But just one delivery. The umpire thought that would have clipped the bails. I thought he should have been still there.
Yes, unfortunately, there's no handicap system in Test cricket which allows for disparities. The gods, the fates, the fortunes tend not to be too sympathetic either. $200 for 5. So about 35 minutes remaining on this second day. 8 overs has to be rolled. There's extra time available. They won't need much tonight. The over 8s have been there or thereabouts throughout the day. It's well struck. It was in the air, but wide of Michael Vaughan at mid-off. Simon Jones takes a little bit more punishment.
Simon Jones has been expensive. Much fuller length. And drives it through the cover. Uppish, but safely. Picks up another boundary. Not pleased at all. Much better line on that occasion.
It is just line and length, of course. Previous one a little bit over pitch, a little bit wide of off stump. Hasn't really gone Simon Jones's way this afternoon. That's my feeling. Things can so easily change. All it takes is one ball to find the edge, and the bowler immediately feels different. He's just struggled to get that right combination. Plenty of effort though. Every time those deliveries come out, we'll see the movement. That'll give him encouragement, but he's just still not quite getting the right combination in there.
I think he's bowled quite sharp, he's bowled quick, but he's not been consistent with his line and length. There was definitely some movement of the wicket there, but not the right line. Average speed in the first inning 86.6 miles per hour. Second, just a shade lower, 85.6.
Super shot. Crashed away, and he got right on top of that.
Simon Jones concedes a second boundary in this over. But take a look at that shot. Off the back foot, on his toes. Lovely shot. Cracking one to the vacant point region. That is a really good shot. Kept a shade low and nicely watched till the end by Aftab Ahmed. Not afraid to play his strokes. Simon Jones have now conceded 49 in his 9.5 overs. One more delivery to be bowled in this over. It's been very expensive.
There's an errant bail out there, caught in the breeze. Deftly replaced. Well, from nowhere, an absolute peach from Simon Jones. It's a brilliant delivery. It goes down in the category unplayable. 208 for 5. You're allowed to smile when you miss them, aren't you? That was a super delivery. This is just what Simon Jones has been striving for. There's the length right. He's committed the batsman to the shot. Batsman gets stuck. Ball does too much. Yeah, you've got to nod and acknowledge that. Then you can smile. So it's back to Steve Harmison now at the Finkel end. Andrew Flintoff gets a break. Harmison, 5 wickets in the first innings, just the one so far in the second. Bit of a problem with an ankle earlier on in the day. Went off at the end of a short burst early on to have that strapped. Nice line and length to start up with, not much pace.
Lovely delivery to start his spell, Stephen Harmison. Beautiful shake, just a loosener there. Just moving away after pitching. He's been a little bit expensive as well. has gone for 54 runs in 11 overs. Just picking up the wicket. Bangladeshi batsmen have shown much more discipline in this innings. Need of hour was to stay in the wicket and pick up runs. They've done that. Earlier we saw Javed Umar Bilim grinding his way, played some really good shots. Scored 71. Then we saw Habibul Bashar batting down the order, leading from the front. Scored his runs in scorching pace.
Stifled appeal, dismissed, out of hand this time, of course, by Tony Hill. Steve Harm's not even really involved in that.
Training down the leg side. Harm is not interested.
Just looking at the way Khalid Rashid played that, I think it's a bit of a clue as to why Bangladesh have looked better today. There's not very much pace in this pitch, and not as much bounce as they've seen at Lords or even in the first innings here. And so they've been able to adjust a bit better and get on top of the shorter balls too. Not entirely, but largely that's been the case. That one also goes safely down.
It's good.
And largely due to the fact that they've spent more time in the middle as well. They've played the new ball. It's in its 54 overs. It's 2-1, 2 for 5.
Two on two for 5. Good session really for Bangladesh. Now we've got around about half an hour left for play. Talk you through it. David Lloyd and Bob Willis.
Thanks a lot, David. Well, here's Matthew Hoggard. Hoggard replacing Jones at the Lumley end. These two have done well. Khalid Mashood, Aftab Ahmed put on 17 together. Khalid Mashood has been an obdurate performer for Bangladesh in this short test series. I think they could well move him up the order. Like to see him in the top 5 in the order. Very gritty player. That's through as well. Yet another boundary. Attacking fields, plenty of opportunities for the Bangladesh players to record boundaries. That's Aftab Ahmed's 3rd.
Well, you've got to feel pleased for Bangladesh that at last they're putting up a fight. It's been a much better performance. And you can tell that the team itself is growing in confidence. needed a couple of players to score half centuries. The captain has led the way, he's done that. But now Masood and Ahmed, it's got a partnership going. It should do them a world of good. They've been deeply disappointed by their own performance individually and as a team, and the criticism that they've got. Should they be a test match nation and so on? But when they can come with a performance like this, it's a rearguard action. It may be hopeless, but it's a much better looking card, is that.
Matthew Hogarth, by his own admission, slightly below par in this Test match series. He sets a very high standard for himself, particularly after his match-winning efforts in South Africa. He really did turn that series in Johannesburg. England completely out of sorts. They didn't win a session in the Cape Town Test match. It's Hogarth who turned the tide in Johannesburg.
The pleasing thing for Bangladesh is that they're making England work here. Had to get down to some serious work, England. When they were batting, it was embarrassing. England just clattering the ball where they wanted. But I think this afternoon session, 216 for 5 has meant that England have to work for the rewards today. 3 for Flintoff, but the best bowler, Gareth Batty's had a go.
Yes, Flintoff by far and away the best performer. 4 off the over, 216 for 5. Partnership has developed to 21. Bangladesh, you'll remember, were put in yesterday morning by Michael Vaughan, and a similar performance to their first innings at Lord's. 108 at Lord's, 104 only here. Javed Omar Baleem, Khalid Masood, the best players in the first innings, and both have done well in the second innings too. This is a flat pitch now, but Michael Vaughan is continuing to attack.
Bangladesh still trail by 127. They will most certainly lose the game, but it's been a better effort. Field change. Leg gully comes across and reinforces that slip cordon.
Khalid Masood has skippered Bangladesh, one of their most experienced players. Done a good job behind the stumps for him. 29 years of age now. Playing here his 35th test. Only Habibul Bashir of this 11 is more experienced. Averaging over 20 as the team's wicketkeeper and a struggling nation at the top table.